The sun isn't just a distant ball of light. It's capable of unleashing storms that could change life as we know it. From historic events to modern threats, let's explore how these solar storms work and what they mean for Earth. In September 1859, astronomer Richard Carrington spotted something unusual: bright flashes on the sun's surface. What followed was the most powerful solar storm in recorded history. Within hours, colorful auroras lit up skies worldwide, even in places like Hawaii and Cuba where they're never seen. Telegraph systems went haywire. Operators reported getting shocked by their equipment, and some telegraphs kept working even after being unplugged. Papers caught fire in telegraph offices, and the global communication network of the time basically stopped working. This event showed just how vulnerable our technology is to the sun's power. If a storm that strong hit Earth today, with our electrical grids and satellites, the damage would be far worse. We're talking about possible blackouts lasting weeks or months. Let's break down how solar storms actually work. The sun's surface is like a constantly boiling pot full of super-hot gas called plasma. Sometimes this plasma builds up massive amounts of energy in certain spots, creating what we call sunspots. These spots can suddenly release huge bursts of energy. Imagine a cosmic-scale explosion that shoots particles and radiation into space. These explosions come in two main types: solar flares, which are like giant camera flashes of radiation, and coronal mass ejections, CMEs, which are huge clouds of particles thrown into space. When these particles reach Earth, they crash into our magnetic field, creating those beautiful auroras we see in the sky. But they can also mess with our electronics, overload power grids, and interfere with satellites. Think about how much we rely on electronics today, from smartphones to GPS to the entire internet. That's exactly what makes us more vulnerable to solar storms than ever before. Our power grids stretch across continents, acting like giant antennas that can pick up the electrical currents from solar storms. Satellites that control everything from TV broadcasts to military operations are directly in the line of fire. A major solar storm could fry transformers that take years to replace, knock out internet connections across countries, and leave millions without power. The scary part: experts say we're not fully prepared. While we've added some safety features to power grids and can now predict some solar storms, a Carrington-level event would still catch us off guard. The estimated cost of such a disaster, anywhere from $1 to $10 trillion. Let's walk through what would happen in the first 24 hours if a massive solar storm hit Earth today. The initial impact would be sudden. Power grids across entire continents could fail within minutes. Your phone might still work, but internet and cell service would quickly become spotty or disappear. GPS would become unreliable, affecting everything from delivery trucks to emergency services. In cities, traffic lights would go dark, and subway systems would grind to a halt. Hospitals would switch to emergency generators, but they'd need to carefully manage their fuel supplies. Water systems might still work initially, but without power, pumping stations would eventually fail. The most immediate challenge for most people would be accessing basic information. With TV, radio, and internet disrupted, it would be hard to know what's happening or how long the blackout might last. Our modern world runs on constant communication, but solar storms could bring this digital web crashing down in minutes. When charged particles from a solar storm hit our atmosphere, they can completely disrupt radio signals, making both short and long-distance communication impossible. Satellites could stop working or even get permanently damaged, meaning no GPS, limited phone service, and spotty internet. Think about it: no social media updates, no video calls with family, and businesses unable to process credit card payments. Even basic radio communications used by emergency services could go silent. The scariest part? Unlike a regular power outage, these disruptions could last for weeks or even months while we repair and replace damaged satellites and communication equipment. During previous smaller solar storms, airlines had to change their routes because pilots couldn't maintain reliable radio contact with control towers. When we talk about the cost of a major solar storm, we're looking at numbers that could make your head spin. Banks would struggle as electronic payment systems go down. No credit cards, no ATMs, and no online banking. Stock markets worldwide would likely shut down, causing panic in financial markets. Small businesses would be hit especially hard, unable to process payments or manage digital inventory. Insurance companies would face claims worth billions, while manufacturing plants would stop as their automated systems fail. The ripple effects would touch every part of the economy, from farmers who can't run modern equipment to shipping companies unable to track their cargo. Studies show that just a few days of widespread power outages could cost major cities billions in lost business, and a Carrington-level event could lead to a global recession lasting years. Thankfully, we're not completely defenseless against solar storms. NASA's SOHO and stereo satellites act like early warning systems, constantly watching the sun for signs of trouble. These space sentinels give us about 15–45 minutes of warning before a solar storm hits Earth. The Deep Space Climate Observatory, DSCOVR, sits 1 million miles from Earth, measuring incoming solar winds and magnetic fields. On the ground, power companies have installed special transformers and blocking devices to handle sudden power surges. Scientists also use advanced computer models to predict which areas might be hit hardest, helping power companies prepare. While these defenses aren't perfect, they're much better than what we had during the Carrington event. Think of it as a cosmic security system, not bulletproof, but definitely better than having no protection at all. The good news is that we've gotten much better at spotting solar storms before they hit Earth. Our main lookouts are special satellites that constantly watch the sun, like space security cameras. These satellites, including SOHO and stereo, can spot when the sun is about to throw a tantrum. When they see something concerning, they send data back to scientists who quickly analyze the threat. This warning system usually gives us about 15 to 45 minutes of heads up before a solar storm reaches Earth. Not a lot of time, but enough to take some protective measures. Scientists also study patterns in the sun's activity, looking for signs that might indicate when big storms are more likely to happen. While we can't predict exactly when a massive solar storm will occur, we're getting better at understanding the warning signs. While we can't prevent solar storms, we can definitely prepare for them. Start by creating an emergency kit with essentials: flashlights, batteries, a hand crank radio, and enough food and water for at least a week. Keep important documents in a waterproof container and have some cash on hand. When electronic payments go down, paper money becomes king. It's smart to have a backup power source like a generator, but remember, these need fuel to run. Keep your car's gas tank at least half full, as gas pumps won't work without electricity. Download offline maps and keep a physical map handy, since GPS might fail. Consider learning basic navigation skills and having a meetup plan with family members. The key is preparing without panicking. Think of it like getting ready for a long camping trip, just in case nature decides to turn off our technology for a while. Scientists aren't just sitting back waiting for the next big solar storm. They're working on some amazing solutions to protect our planet. Engineers are developing special power grid transformers that can handle massive energy surges, while satellite makers are creating more radiation-resistant electronics. One exciting project involves creating a magnetic shield that could deflect harmful solar particles, like a giant umbrella for Earth. Companies are also working on backup communication systems that could keep working even during severe solar storms. The most promising development might be new AI systems that can predict solar storms more accurately, giving us crucial extra time to prepare. These technologies aren't just theoretical. Many are already being tested and improved. While we can't stop solar storms, we're getting better at defending against them. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the fascinating world of solar storms. Remember, knowledge is our best defense against these cosmic events. If you enjoyed learning about this, hit that like button, subscribe for more space science, and share with friends.